Hi guys, today I'm going to show you how to create volume in your hair using the GHD Rise. I know I've showed this before, but lots of people say they struggle when they have long hair, how to use the Rise because it doesn't seem to flow through the hair. So I'm going to show you a little trick on how to do that. So let's get started. My hair was washed yesterday, so this is day-old hair. I have blow dried it out. I have a natural wave to my hair, but the front's quite straight now due to the bleach. So I definitely want to protect it. So I'm going to use the GHD Bodyguard, which is a heat protectant. This is good for all hair types. I like to spray it prior to curling. So I'm going to spray each section as I go, and I'm also going to comb it through with my brush. I will list and link all the products in the description bar. This is my favourite brush. I've used it for so many years. And then I'm going to use the GHD Rise. I've used this in a couple of tutorials before. It's something that I absolutely love. It's a product that I definitely didn't get on with when I first used it, but now I'm a huge fan. The trick is to comb through your section first using the brush, so just one direction, and this is going to create a very silky soft finish to the hair. It's going to help smooth all the cuticles. Therefore, once you wrap the hair around the GHD Rise and you start creating a 360 turn with the handle, it's going to glide through that section a lot easier. You'll find it doesn't get tangled and you'll get a really lovely smooth finish. Therefore, you won't create any breakages and you're not tugging on the hair. And this is the result, a beautiful curl. So we're going to take a new section and comb it first. We've already sprayed it with heat protectant. Placing the brush at the root of the hair, we're going to glide down in one swift motion. Now we have a smooth section of hair to work with. The key is to have the brush pointing down or up. I find pointing down a lot easier to work with. Starting up towards the root of the hair, we're going to wrap the mid-length of your hair around the brush, and then you're going to start rotating the handle in a 360 motion. As you do this, you'll notice the hair starts gathering on the handle. If the tail end of your hair comes away from the brush, just make sure you wrap it around so it all gets some heat to it as you're rotating the handle. And then as it gathers on that handle, it will start cooling down, and this will help with the hold of the curl, and you'll end up with a bit of a corkscrew curl. I personally try to alternate the direction of the curls, so usually I will section my hair into 3 individual sections. The back section will go away from the face, the middle section will often come towards the face, and then the front section is always away from the face. So we get a little bit of texture to the hair. The curls aren't all going the same way, and they'll sit in their own position. I find if you curl all your hair the same way, say it's all going away from the face, some of them will lock together and you'll end up with one big corkscrew as opposed to individual curls. So having alternating directional curls just means they stay in that position. So once you've finished all of your sections on the first layer, you want to take your hair down and separate a new section of hair. Make sure you spray it with your heat protectant, comb it through, allow that a few moments to dry, and then you can go in with your hot tool. As I mentioned earlier, I like to section my hair into 3 individual sections. If your sections are slightly thicker, you might want to do more sections, maybe 4 on each side, but that's completely up to you. Just make sure that your heat protectant is dry and your hair's not soaking. And to make sure there's no damage to the hair as you glide through it, it's easier to run one pass of the hot tool through the hair first to create a really soft finish. Again, it smooths out those cuticles, which makes gliding through the brush that much easier once you start the curling. Notice that I take the length of the hair and re-wrap it around the brush as I'm rotating the handle, just to make sure that it doesn't get to the handle without having glided through the heated elements between the bristles. If you want super duper curly hair, once you take it out and give it a shake, you'll see it forms the curl, but you could also then re-wrap this into a curl and pin it like pin curls. Then as it cools, it will set in a more prominent curl. I do like that as you rotate the handle and the hair creeps up the handle, the initial heat that is in there has a chance to dissipate a little bit. Therefore, it's almost starting to set as it's on the handle because the handle's slightly cooler. You are getting that curl to set a little bit while it's sat there, and then we obviously leave it in that corkscrew shape as we take it off the handle and put it behind our shoulders just to cool in that shape. If you do run into any tangles, make sure you take it back off the brush, give your hair a comb, and then as you're rotating, if you find you are struggling, just give it a little left to right turn and it should wiggle any kind of tangled hairs through the bristles. Just make sure you don't pull it because that's when damage starts to occur. But 100% try my trick of running the bristles through the hair first just to smooth the cuticles, and I promise you it'll be a game changer if you've ever really struggled to get this through your hair. If you've got naturally super curly hair, then this brush probably isn't going to be for you. It's really only great if your hair's naturally quite straight or slightly wavy. I find with natural curls, that's when you tend to run into sticking points when you're rotating the brush, because the hairs tend to cross over and then they get tangled between the bristles of the brush itself. I'm going to leave you to watch the rest of the tutorial, as I know loads of you prefer it if people don't skip the entire process. So I'm going to allow you to watch that and I'll come back when I've got the next step to share with you. So here I'm just doing my fringe. As you can see, I'm just pulling the left side over to the right and giving it a curl, and then the right side over to the left and giving that a curl, just because it creates a little bit more volume. And then I'm using a wide tooth comb to really brush out the curls, which seems counterintuitive, but it just creates a softness and it allows the curls to bounce upwards before we give it a little spray. If you've seen other tutorials of mine, you know I really like to give my hair a good shake. This enables the curl to kind of separate a little bit and bounce upwards, much like it does when we comb it out. But shaking it allows the curl to sort of come back to life a little bit. And then we're going to use some GHD hairspray. Now you want to separate your hair as you spray it, because again, this creates volume. I love that this holds the hair, but it doesn't leave the hair crispy, so you're not left days later with your hair feeling sticky or tacky. So the hairspray has given it some more staying power. And I like to flip my hair over because I always wear it on the side. It gives my fringe some volume. And as you can see, having layers in my hair also helps because it means the curls bounce up towards the mid-lengths of my hair. And then this is kind of the result. It's super voluminous, which I love. I also find that when I've used the GHD Rise, my hair's curly for days. It just stays like it. Even when I sleep on it, the next day I still have curls. It might not be quite as voluminous, but if I hairspray it and shake it out, again, it would just bounce back up. So I love this hot tool. Again, it's not something that I got on with to begin with, but as I've persevered with it and I've worked out how it best works with my hair, now I'm a huge fan. I use it a lot and I recommend it to everybody. So I will list and link it in the description bar if you want to try it for yourself. Please give the tutorial a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Please share it with your friends and family, especially if they want volume in their hair, if their hair's naturally straight. I'll also link a product called Plee in the description bar. It's by L'Oreal. It's a thermal modeling spray. It's like a setting lotion, so if you have naturally poker straight hair, this will help hold the curl for longer. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.